welcome to the Rusty Chatters podcast, home of the greatest. Your boy Russell, Spencer, Barry, Michael, bringing some hot, steamy, liquid fresh content for the masses. Open up, it's coming. Rusty Chatters podcast.
Ooh.
How's that for an intro?
That was it's all right.
It was all right. It was uncomfortable, but I mean, it's what it is.
Yeah, you know, he looked
One
at
might
me and he said
say
Barry,
it
then he looked
stunk.
at Barry and said Michael, and then he looked at Spencer and said Russell, his own name.
Oh, man, diming me out here in front of everybody. So there's a story I've never told Spencer before about his stepsister, I guess you'd call her.
She's not my stepsister.
Dad's girlfriend's. Yeah. So anyway.
Soon to possibly be.
I think your dad's girlfriend might remember me more than she knows because in high school there was a party at her house. And I remember for whatever reason I was there and I was in the zone and I was in her living room. You know, the party's being thrown, her mom wasn't there. And there was a gnome. And
You diming her out, man. Tina's going to listen to this.
yeah, so there was a gnome right there by the fireplace. And for some reason I just wanted to smash that fucking gnome. No, so I ended up getting the fire poker, and I set the gnome up right in the living room and got in a little good stance and just smashed that fucking gnome right there in the living room.
That's terrible.
I was about 17. Very destructive.
That's fucking rude.
Yeah, that's rude as shit.
Yeah, it is.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. It seemed like a good idea at the time, and I don't regret it. If
Was
he is
there
listening.
an attractive girl there, and you were just trying to show
Yeah,
your...
because, dude, I'm telling you right now, attractive girls do not.
I think this is one of those things that Russell completely did by himself in his own space with nobody around, just for his own sasatisfaction.
Girl,
Because he's a serial killer.
Just being a tool, man. He's kind of got to pisses on the floor at the fucking public restroom.
or in the Waffle House sink.
Oh, yes, I have done that many times. Well, dude, what is it with people who smear shit on walls? That is the nastiest thing. Like,
I don't think they do it on purpose.
How do you not?
How do you do?
Break down the logistics of not doing it on purpose.
Well, I mean, I have never done that because I am very self-conscious of my butthole and the shit that
That's
comes
why.
out of it.
It's already exited your butthole at that
Your
point.
butthole.
Your butthole.
My bird hole. I mean, it's a possibility. Let's say you have real muddy shit, and then you're just like, oh, I'm wiping. And then you're like, oh, and you're standing up, you know, because you stand up to wipe. If you don't stand up to wipe, you're definitely going back to front, and that's not sanitary.
No, you're not. All you do is lean. Didn't we have this
We hashed
conversation?
this out. We don't need to hash this out
But
again.
I'm just saying, that's not sanitary.
How does
if
it
that's how you're
go
wiping.
2 to 3 feet vertical to hit the wall? Like your dump is here, and then all of a sudden it's like kapla.
Like, maybe if you were scared...
All right, so imagine you're wiping, right? You're wiping, you're like, oh, second round. You're like, oh. You just you had to grab the fucking wall real quick. And you're like,
but are
No.
your hands covered in dump at that point? What
Yeah,
are
I
you
mean,
doing?
I see
No,
like
you have the toilet paper in
fingers
your
straight.
hand. The toilet paper in your hand, you're like, oh, damn. You know, it's like how a dog will look at like a puppy's
yeah, but
asshole
here's
to
the
like
deal.
make it use the restroom.
Yeah,
you're
but
like,
you're talking
as you're
about-
wiping, you're like, oh, okay, oh.
Okay, so
No.
that would be a little bit of it getting on the wall from the paper, but when you see somebody who legit does it, it looks like they just shit in their hand and flung it. Pah!
Yeah, like
It's-
fucking like chimp or something.
Yeah, it looks like.
Shout out Joe Rogan.
Well, it kind of looks like. It kind of looks like when you know, we're talking about drywall earlier. When you slap that putty on the first time before you start to smooth it out, big old plop right there on the spot.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
how people do that, man.
No, I thought y'all were just talking like a little bit of like a doo-doo streak. Like somebody who was like...
No,
I
there's
think
no
that's more the way that
Like there was no toilet paper left over, so you were checking to see
Russell's
if...
obviously talking about a shit turkey on the wall. And
No.
you know what? That is 100% like intentional. Like I'm talking about unintentional fucking streaks on the wall. Like you're just like, oh
I
god.
just don't see it, man.
No, that's what I'm saying. So like, you know, let's say
Or-
there's no
or
toilet
also
paper.
too,
Hold
like-
on. If there's like no toilet paper and you just, you know, you check your finger because you don't want to pull your underwear out. What are you gonna do if you have no? I mean, maybe use your sock. This isn't coming from personal experience.
I don't wear shoes without socks. That's disgusting.
Well, I mean, if you're in
unsanitary.
Chacos or Tevas.
Well, that's not a shoe. That's more of in the
I'm just
sandal
saying,
flip
like,
flop
if you
realm.
had a sock on you and you thought about it, then you would use your sock. I'm saying, like,
I
for
would
somebody who
put my
just-
bare ass
I'm
in
trying
the
to make a
sink.
point. Let's say there's no toilet paper, all right, and you just decided to use your finger instead to see if there was any doo-doo on there, and you're like,
Of course
oh, there
there's doo-doo on
is.
there.
Do I look like an Afghani?
Then you would wipe it on the wall.
So
Why would you
Right.
wipe it on the wall? Why don't you just rinse it off in the sink?
So
and
there's
just
a
get-
check.
No, we're trying to explain why there would be poop on the
There's
wall.
checks and balances
Okay.
of this.
There's a checklist I would go down before I get to finger, and it's way, way, way at the bottom.
Well,
I thought we were-
I
hold on,
think
no,
we're
I
all
thought we were
overlooking the
talking
point
about, like,
that the
like-
only people that shit on walls and go to public bathrooms to shit like in that way are druggies and homeless people.
All right.
like
First of all, I
people
do not,
don't give a shit.
I will sit uncomfortably wherever I'm at. Doesn't matter when or.
You gotta wait till it dries and like crust up on your butthole. You know what I mean?
No, then it
No,
leaches.
no. I'm saying I do not use that style of restroom. I do not take a shit in a public restroom. I will sit there uncomfortably for hours on end to the point where my stomach is nothing but bubbles.
You wouldn't have done that last night with the kind of turd that I had.
I can't do
absolutely, I
that.
would
If
have.
I gotta take a shit, I gotta take a shit. That's
And-
why I wouldn't be a good soldier.
And you know what?
Now you just poop in your pants, man.
Nah, I can't do
Great
that.
soldier.
I'm not a piece of shit.
But
But I will abandon my post to take a shit. You know what I'm saying?
I will not shit in a public restroom. I mean, it's just not going to happen. But you know what? If the times I absolutely had to because, I didn't have another choice.
So you're not gonna. That choice is never gonna appear again in the future. You're just
absolutely
a-
not because I was.
How do you know?
Because I was in a position in my life where the showers and restrooms were all public.
But you never know.
Absolutely, I know.
He's
Like,
No,
not-
you'll never.
He's
so
not
you know,
going back to the military.
No, but he's not.
I'm not going back to the
You
military.
can't take me back to Nam, man. I'm
But-
not going, man.
But even if that, like, I'm not gonna. But
You're gonna do it, Barry.
But if I was ever in a situation where it's like I'm gonna shit my pants if I do not go right now, I'm gonna hover, and there's a possibility if it is a extreme shit like what we were speaking of, to which would actually make me go in a public restroom, which I will not do unless it is an extreme situation. I'm gonna hover, and there's a possibility shit could streak.
That would also describe poop on the wall.
No, it wouldn't.
No,
that describes
on
poop
toilet,
on the
you're
toilet.
hovering.
And you
But,
got
but
like
no. I'm just saying. Like,
an
what if you have like one of them?
Well, if your
one of them-
ass is down
like one of
here
them
and the
hard
shit's
farts.
up here, that'll
That
make
does
sense.
not explain
No.
nothing.
I'm talking one of them hard
This
farts.
doesn't
But again,
blows a little bit.
I didn't know y'all were talking
Look.
about like actual like
And
Lincoln
then you got to
logs.
wipe it off.
Throwing
and,
on the-
and then you're like, go to wipe it off, and you're like, realize like, oh man, this is too
Hey,
much.
Because
Like,
I've never
I don't
seen
get
that.
paid
I've
for
never
this.
seen an actual turd on the wall.
So I've watched a lot of CSI Miami, and this ain't adding up right here. Right?
Look, I'm gonna tell you right
Dump
now.
does not just go 2 foot in the air. Like
Look,
you don't shit in it.
I've never
goes
seen
up
that
and
though
back.
either.
Look,
I have.
listen.
Y'all sound
If
so
a
proud.
pickle-
Sounds like a sticky
If a McDonald's
situation.
pickle will stick on the ceiling, I mean, come on now.
If
I
a
mean,
But what?
a McDonald's pickle.
Oh, it won't stick on this ceiling. Y'all got that popcorn ceiling.
Oh, I bet it would.
Nah, I bet it wouldn't.
Get us some McDonald's. We're gonna try this right in your crib. Okay, so before we get carried away, talking about dumps like we do, we're already losing. We've already lost the audience at this point, and that's fine.
Oh, they're talking about shit again.
But what is this? We got a note in our podcast about our topics here, and I want to know what the hell this Hello Fresh means.
So HelloFresh is a service you pay for, and sometimes you pay for very, very good services that you quite enjoy. Sometimes you don't. HelloFresh on my end.
I enjoy blowjobs,
Well,
getting them.
Yeah, I mean,
thank you for that.
Whatever floats your
It's
boat,
very
man.
random.
Vice versa, you know what I mean? Whatever you like. But no, I recently went to Colorado. My buddy was using HelloFresh, and these outstanding meals that were delicious. So I was like, I will order some myself. First load comes in great. You know what I mean? Comes in great, tastes delicious in our mouth. Spencer didn't enjoy the first load. It was all mine. But the second load that we cooked was delicious. It was this really good, like, crusted chicken. It was good. We had good veggies, some potatoes with it. Turned out great. All right. So I ordered a second box. Motherfucker never showed up. Never fucking showed up. It said it was delivered, whatever. Was not delivered. I'm checking on the line, whatever I call. And they're like, "Oh, sir, I'm very sorry. Let me give you a credit for this, whatever." I was like, "Oh, that's very kind of you, whatever." Like sometimes, like he's like explaining, like sometimes the driver will say a load is delivered even though it is not. A package is delivered even though it's not, because they're behind schedule themselves. Well, that makes sense. You know what I mean? Never
That's
came in.
weird. That's lying.
It is 100%. But you got to keep your job, right? And I was like, that makes sense. Rolling with it. And, of course, next day doesn't show up. All right, next day doesn't show up, and I call him again. And, actually at this point in time, I had a really bad migraine. I called him. I was like, oh, man, if I don't call him in the next 2 hours and cancel, they're going to send me some shit anyways. Because...
You were raging pretty hard when he called, huh?
And I called him, canceled, and, I was like, hey, I never received my shit. And they're like, oh, well, it says it was delivered. And I'm like, well, it wasn't. And they're like, and these motherfuckers were like, oh, well, it says it was delivered. And I was like, well, it wasn't. I wouldn't be calling you twice in a row. Delivered. Like, well, it says delivered. I was like, so you're not getting my money back? They're like, no. Very bad customer service. I am very upset with their services. Honestly, not worth what you pay for it, but it's the convenience you pay for. Yeah. And I was like, fuck it. It's cool. Very next morning, I'm sitting on the couch, Well, actually, I think I fell asleep on the couch and just woke up when the bitch knocked on the door. And,
what a life, man.
Me and Spencer live in a 3-tier apartment complex. And, I get a knock on the door or whatever, like 9 a.m. Bitch beats on the door like it's fucking, I don't know. She's in drumline or something.
Like fucking FBI or some shit.
And open the door. I'm all, shirtless, fucking. I did have a pair of shorts on. I'm like, hey, what's up? She's like, hey, your package came to my house. Other day, and it's like, and she's like, it's starting to smell really bad, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, the other day, I was like, you mean Friday?
And by this time, I think it was Monday.
It was 100% Monday. And I'm like, I was like, you mean Friday? It came Friday at your house? And she's like, yeah. And she's like, it's smelling really bad. I was like, obviously, because it says on the side of it, right here, it's food. That is my dinner that I've been missing out on for the past fucking 2 days. Like that is the reason it smells is because there is fresh meats and vegetables in there. Well, it was fresh until you held on to it for the past 3 days. And the lady looked at me like I was fucking crazy. I was like, and she was like looking at me. She's like, do you want me to throw it away? And I was like, no. I was like, I want to know why, you decided to hold on to this.
This ain't ready for all this, man.
And I was like, I want to know why you decided to hold on to my package, which obviously wasn't meant for your apartment. Because it says it right here.
And the thing about it is, she lives directly below us. It's not out of her way. She doesn't live in one of the random buildings. She had to go out of her way to figure out where the hell we lived. She's literally the apartment directly below us. All she had to do is walk up a flight of stairs. Like, oh, here you go.
Which brings me to my point. Is why didn't y'all just check? Because I said, hey, they might have delivered it to a different apartment. And if it was literally underneath y'all, why not walk down and look at the door?
She was probably home whenever the UPS knocked on her door. She just grabbed it and pulled it in.
Okay, so if she kept it inside her apartment the whole time?
And she looked at the box like, oh, this is not mine. That is not my name. That is not my apartment number. Why not walk it the fuck upstairs and set it by my door?
So if she totally just brought it inside, then
she held it for 3 fucking days.
Yeah, she said she's like, yeah.
But if it was on the outside of her porch
let me
for 3
finish
days.
My story now. And I was like, so instead of bringing it up here, you just held on to it for this. She's like, yeah. And I was like I'm just saying this is me personally. And I was like, I would have either brought it up to my apartment if I wasn't home. I would have done one or two things: left it at my fucking door. Or either brought it up to the office at our apartment complex. Yeah. She's like, well, she's like, I've been busy this week. And I was like, you've been so busy you couldn't spend 30 seconds. Literally, I'm being a fucking dick to this chick. I was like, you couldn't spend 30 seconds walking upstairs to bring it to my door and just left it there. It'd been totally fucking fine. And she's like, oh well, I just been busy, blah blah blah. I was like, so you stole my package? And she's like, whoa, you know what I mean? I was like, you stole my shit, and you decided once it started stinking you weren't going to open it up, or maybe you did open it up, and you're like, I wasn't really looking at the box to see if she pulled the tape off or not, but I mean, she probably did. She's like, what? I don't fucking like chicken, and I don't like asparagus or whatever, whatever meal I ordered. I actually ordered, some really good looking.
Was that the pork thing? It was quesadillas, dude.
Quesadillas.
Yeah, we missed out on those quesadillas, man.
Oh, dude, they look good. They're like some steak quesadillas, and I was like, fuck yeah. Me and Spencer sat on the couch for 20 minutes, going through all the meals. We're like, fuck yeah, this is the one. And then the bitch downstairs held it to us fucking out of date and sour. Oh, dude. And motherfuckers didn't give my money back.
Yeah.
It's I spent fucking my hard-earned money.
Hey, you know what you should do? Is mail it back to him, be like, hey, my neighbor held on to it for 3 days.
Oh, dude, that'd be savage. You should do it.
Mail it back to him.
No, I threw it in the fucking trash.
Oh.
It was literally by the time I got it, it was already stuck to the bottom of the box. The bitch was just holding on to it like a keep fucking sake or something. She's gonna put it in her fucking diary. I don't know. She's gonna fold it up and put it in a piece of paper and like press it. I don't fucking know, but it was fucking pissed me off. I can tell you that much.
Start flicking her beans, smelling all them juices on it. All pork juice.
But yeah, I didn't have a good
That's a
experience with
band name.
HelloFresh either.
You did?
No, dude, it was like so the servings are super tiny. I don't know if that's because like
No,
we're
that they are tiny.
we're
But
so used to like just American size, super large, you know.
but even at
servings.
that, like it's not even like, all right, so you want to get at least 4 ounces of your major protein, at least at minimum, because that is right at 20 grams of protein. But you want a little bit more than that, because in all reality, you want about 6 ounces so you can kind of overload on protein, and that's regardless if you're trying to be healthy or not. But that's just that's just a good line to be at per meal. You know what I mean? You want to overload a little bit, get 25, 30 grams. You know, that's where it's at. And
never
like, dude,
thought
they're
about it.
bare minimum giving you just enough to survive.
Yeah, no, I mean even the like ingredients, like the garlic they gave us, they gave us enough carrots. That was nice.
They had plenty of carrots, man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
dude, we had
great
plenty of
amount of
carrots. I was
carrots.
out there skinning carrots for 20 minutes.
Barry, so you were
20
pretty
minutes.
much like sunning this chick right there in front of your doorway for like 2 minutes. Like, let me get this straight, lady. All right, you're just like
Just totally
walking
dadding her.
through it,
Your eyes just like
Just
squinting, trying to
squinting,
understand.
twitching.
you know?
He's like looking at the ceiling fan, sweating, scratching his
Oh,
nose.
dude,
and
I was half asleep, so I was definitely irate. You know what I mean? 'Cause I definitely fell asleep on my couch that night.
oh,
And
back all stiff and shit. Ugh.
oh,
Yeah.
dude,
Knees
I
cracking.
would honestly say that the couch is kind of more comfortable than my bed. Sad to say, but I think it is.
I've used your bed many times, and I agree.
But you know what, man, I was very dissatisfied with my service, and I need to call them back because I want my.
I think it's
fucking
just
money
fucked
back.
up. They didn't give the money back. Like,
I think it is too.
I don't know how you can stay.
it's
in
like, oh, well, it
business.
said it was delivered. It's like whether it says it or not. I mean, holy fuck.
I'm telling you, it's not. Like, I mean,
Like, are you that bad off to where you couldn't send? Like,
Well, you gotta
I
understand-
get there's people in this world who will like ruin the system by doing that, but I feel like they got enough endorsements and people backing them that they could.
I'm gonna call them tomorrow.
Afford
Oh, dude,
those-
I'm about to give them the whole fucking spill,
Give
dude.
them
I'm
the
gonna sound like the
business.
saddest.
You know, it's
fucking
sad
person
because I ordered a whole bunch of freaky sex toys from Adam and Eve one time, and even they sent a second thing of the toys. Like, they were just late
I
getting
mean,
there.
they'll just.
And
even,
they just sent them back. Next thing you know, I got Pringles can schlongs everywhere. I'm like, my goodness, it's like a tree.
Well,
of
here's the thing.
dings.
It's one thing. Like, they didn't even
customer
really
service.
want to at least send you a free meal doing something like that. I
Yeah.
mean, they said they gave you like a
Oh,
$10
sorry, this is on
A
us.
credit
a $10 credit. However, $10
did
only
not cover what I
covers-
paid.
No, because the thing is, those meals, like if you don't have any kind of discounts, it's almost $100.
Per
Like,
meal?
literally, no. It's almost $100 for 2 meals a week with 2 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
how
it's
long?
that's for the week. That's
Oh,
per week.
I was gonna say per week, per month. No,
But
That's
they,
per week.
But they literally send you all the seasonings, all the fixings, like everything. So it's what you're paying for is convenience.
I will say that it was delicious. We had this like, I think it was like crispy cayenne Cajun chicken
how
salad.
fast does it get to you?
2 or
Oh,
3
apparently
days.
not.
Apparently, it doesn't, man.
If your neighbor hoards it.
Apparently your neighbor fucking holds on to it, thinking it was a fucking new frisbee or a fucking iPad.
Well, my point is just like, just as a company, most of the time they'll do something, at least to save their ass just a little bit. If they
Oh,
don't,
I'm-
if they
I'm
don't
calling
give you
back
your
to-
money back, they'll do something nice for you
I'm
to at least
calling back tomorrow.
avoid the PR. You know what I mean? Avoid the issue of like bad PR and bad
They're banking on people
advertising.
being like too
Exactly
lazy.
what we're doing right now, just shitting on them. They'll try.
Oh, yeah.
We've got a couple listeners that listen to it. They might be considering HelloFresh, and we'll just be sitting there shitting on them.
Yeah.
Telling them they
And
have
now-
terrible
and you know
customer
what?
service, and they're not going to get that business.
You know,
I will
hit
say-
up Acorn. It's at every Publix.
Do what?
Acorn.
Acorn.
Hit it up at Publix. You're welcome.
Acorn. What's
Yeah,
Acorn?
remember we got them 2 meals at Acorn that night. It was fucking good. They were Acorn meals. We bought from Publix.
Oh, yeah. Now I know what you're talking about.
Oh man, you know what I'm gonna do? This sounds like a fucked up thing to do. Bleep this or not. I'm gonna call them tomorrow because I've been meaning to call them and re-ask, to refund my money because I did not. I did receive my meals 3 days late and they were stinky and wet.
Something.
And you know what? I'm gonna pull the whole disabled veteran card on a fixed income and I'm gonna see what they fucking have to say.
There you go,
You got
man.
to.
Like,
Hey, tell.
oh, you hate veterans? Oh, that is absolutely correct, probably.
Well, tell them about what you did for Andrew. You actually pulled the disabled vet card.
Oh, dude, my buddy Andrew. So all right, so my buddy Andrew's car started fucking up, right? And so what he done was, the other day, he's like, I'm gonna change my spark plugs myself, which I don't see where this caused an issue. But he changed his spark plugs himself, and after that, his car started fucking up tremendously. Obviously, he does not know how to change his spark plugs. He is not very mechanically sound. But the other day, his spark plugs after that, like literally the same day, he had to get his car towed back home because, it was broke down on the side of the road. After he changed his spark plugs, it's very, very simple to change your spark plugs. It's extremely simple. And then, he does that, and after that, his car started fucking up, he started misfiring this and that, and he checked his plugs. He said he checked
put the
gap.
wires all wrong.
I don't know.
He
but
must have. Did you tell him to check his blinker fluid?
He said he checked it out and got checked out, and it was like it was actually he said it was some sort of common issue with the car he has. He has a Hyundai Elantra, and
That's a good excuse.
And whatever, one thing leads to another. He's like, I'm gonna go get a new vehicle. I was like, well, go get a new vehicle, dude. He's like, well, I really want a Tacoma. I was like, well, go get one.
But let mechanics work on it.
And so he got on the local Toyota website right there. That was, in his area. He lives in Denver. He finds one he likes online, and he's like, yeah, this one I'm gonna buy. Contacts him this one I'm gonna buy. Contacts his bank, gets pre-approved for it and everything like that. Shows up the next day, and then for some reason, so the vehicle was basically brand new. It had 400 miles on it, and then he goes to buy it. Shows up there the next day because he contacted someone all night that night, and they're basically like, hey, the vehicle is not, it's not able to sell right now. We got to get recertified, whatever. And the salesman was like, I don't have time for you. And Andrew calls me all pissed off. I was like, dude, this fucking salesman said he didn't have fucking time for me and all this shit. I was like, dude, I worked at a Toyota dealership. I was like, call back, ask to speak with the sales manager and tell him what the fuck your experience was. So he calls him back and he's like, hey, man.
Hey, man.
He's like, hey, I'm, I told him exactly what to say. I was like, hey, tell me you're a disabled veteran, and it's, very hard for you to even get out of the fucking house.
Oh.
And,
You're talking life alert type shit.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, my gosh, this reminds me of
And,
a story.
so he calls over there, and he's like, hey, man, it took a lot for me to even leave my house today, because I'm trying to go to school, I need a reliable vehicle.
This Agent Orange isn't helping either.
And, I show up today, and, your salesman told me he literally didn't have time for this and kicked me to the curb. And, it was very hard for me to even get out. I suffer with mental, issues, and I just felt like I was just not cared about. And, he, said something else. And the sales manager was like, dude, I am so fucking sorry. Please, if you still want our business, I will make it right. You were looking at a used vehicle. He's like, we have new vehicles on the lot right now. We have more on the way that fit the exact standard as the vehicle you were looking at. I don't want to sell you he's like, look, the same vehicle you were looking at and you got pre-approved for, he's like, I will sell you the same vehicle brand new right now for.
Wow.
And Andrew's like, all right, whatever. And then, goes back. And not only did they sell him the same vehicle, which he did wind up getting an upgraded vehicle because, the discount.
Yeah, the disabled veterans discount.
And then not only did he wind up doing that, they threw in, 5 free oil changes. They gave him a gas card for the first $100 worth of gas.
Gave him a stress dog.
Oh, dude, they hooked his man. He's like, hey,
Dixie.
They tinted the truck he wanted. They tinted the fucking windows on it. He's like, hey, this thing's a fucking fishbowl.
Hey, is this really bright? I don't.
Oh, we'll get that. We'll get right on
They're
that.
like, dude, they did all this shit, and then wind up now. Now he's got this brand new fucking 2022 Tacoma, and he's just living life now. You know what I mean?
Shyster, man. He's like,
And
the exhaust is loud. It
Hold on. So
reminds me of all those explosions I used to hear back in Iraq. It's like, all right, sir, we'll get the exhaust changed.
Oh, dude.
But hold on, you said he couldn't get out of the house, so how did he walk up there? Like, was he in a wheelchair?
It said
Like,
it took him it took a lot mentally to get out of the house, is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, dude. And
being-
then he got the tremendous hookup on that fucking
Got
truck.
the business, man.
Dang.
Oh,
That
yeah.
Major Pain special, man.
You turd.
You turd. But it's just kind of bullshit, you know, that the guy himself just didn't
Oh, absolutely.
want to give any kind of time. Like, just being a dick is like, I don't have time for you. I don't have this and whatever. It's like, well, all right. Well,
Like, I
fucking
understand
see ya.
right now, like, people are buying, I'm sure people are buying vehicles. It's Christmas time. People want to get their significant other a vehicle for some reason for Christmas.
Yeah, but the thing is, the dude is like,
Like-
I want
like,
a vehicle.
People want to get the gift of debt for Christmas. I don't know why, but they do. They're like, you know what? You know what'll make you happy, baby? $40,000 in debt. Let's do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's put a big ass bow on it. Let's put a smile on your face.
Hey, it builds
5
credit,
years.
man.
Hey,
3
that's
years.
Oh, 7 years from now,
$800
baby, this car will
payment.
be paid off and you'll fucking hate it.
great. Yep. Got the
And we'll
PTSD.
get $40,000 more in debt. I'll get you a brand new one, sweetie.
Get you that PTSD package on there, like my boy. Well, I'm not gonna dime him out, but yeah, him.
Andrew.
Andrew. Yeah, fuck it.
Oh, dude.
But I don't know. Like the dude had to have been like reprimanded in some way just for like that type of stupidity.
Honestly, like the Toyota dealership I worked at, he would have got fired. Toyota dealership I worked at was like fucking. You know, I'm not gonna say it, but I mean, we were basically wearing white and blue striped pajamas.
Jesus.
Like, I'm not getting any more detail than that, but it was not a fun time.
Nobody ever showered either.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
wearing those types of pajamas, that's the last thing you want. Michael doesn't get these references.
No, I don't. I'm just staring blankly.
Holocaust.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
But other than that, Michael, what has been going on in your life?
Nothing.
All right, well, that's a wrap then. We'll see you guys later.
Oh man, Rusty Chair's podcast.
Yeah.
Work, out of
Y'all
school
listen.
now.
Tune in on Tuesday night.
No, just work out of school. Feels good. Be on a break. About to make some big moves. Move down to
About to make some
Gainesville.
big moves. Why are you making big moves, man?
Fill us in, Michael.
Ooh, okay.
Fill
Yeah,
us.
let the listeners know
Fill us
why
up.
You will no longer be a part of this podcast in 6
Yeah.
months.
the number 3 person in the podcast is now leaving.
Number 3. Who's number 4 then?
Oh, do you want to know?
No,
Russell.
Keep it a secret.
I'm telling you.
This podcast might have
He's
Russell's
got less
name, but he is
Briggs than
definitely
this
bottom
guy.
bitch.
I don't know. Something special, but nothing really interesting probably to the common person. But Esther got into PA school, so we're headed on down to Gainesville. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
a big deal.
Yeah.
So,
Cue the.
Yep, be a bunch of gators then, man.
yeah, we're gators.
Gators doing the chompy chomp.
Yeah,
Yeah, and getting their cheeks busted by Bama each year.
Yeah.
probably. Won't even go to a game. Probably.
You should, man. It'd be fun.
I mean, I would absolutely go to all the games because if you get in free for as a student. Is that how that works?
I mean, no, you
No, you
probably
get
have
a
to pay for,
discount.
like, student tickets for the season. But I probably would. I don't know. Maybe we'll go. But
Dude, you need to try it for mascot, and so you can get all free tickets and up close thing you want. Why don't you try it, man?
that's a good idea.
Try it for mascot. What else you doing? School? Fuck all that.
Yeah, dude. You probably
Degrees,
get and honestly, nowadays because the way they're doing the NCAA, you might even get paid to be the mascot.
Oh yeah, maybe I could be
be-
like
Yeah, people get sponsorships and stuff now. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
do like some modeling in my freaking
Oh,
costume.
let's take you down a peg, okay?
no, in my
Leave it.
costume.
I mean, there's a possibility someone might.
Oh, speaking of taking people down a peg, I want to talk about. Haven't ever talked about this, but
Pegging?
Pig?
Hey, pegging.
nah. So I remember there was one Christmas. Michael is the type
Oh.
of guy that goes head
Spencer
over
got a
heels.
special gift this Christmas.
Michael's the type of guy that goes head over heels for women and makes really dumb decisions. But anyway, so he decided
For women who make dumb decisions?
Yeah, Michael.
I know where you're
Michael
going with
starts
this
seeing
story.
his old elementary school sweetheart. She was from Oregon, wherever he grew up there.
Yeah, middle school.
It doesn't matter. But anyway, and so she ends up contacting him after he got out of this relationship with his previous girlfriend for like 5-6 years, something odd like that. And so he contacts her. She lived way, way up in the north part of Mississippi, right on like the Tennessee line. So he would make trips every weekend or so to go see this girl. And sooner or later, he just decided he was going to live with her. You know, like 3 weeks later, he called me up one day on his way back. You know, he just got some good sex or something like that. He was still feeling it, still high from the endorphins and all that, you know, and her hair or something. I don't fucking know. But anyway, he calls me on his way home. He's like, hey, man, I think I'm just like really in love with this girl. I'm about to move in with her and all this other stuff like that. I'm about to move. I'm like, holy shit, dude, you gonna live up there? And he's
The
like,
story that he's about to say has nothing to do with this whole little background.
no, I just want to
He's
give
just
some
like,
background
hey,
to let our listeners know about how, you know,
Simp.
how much of a simp he was.
Oh,
But I was like, you know what? You're my friend. I'm gonna support you if you really like the girl. I did the same thing for Barry when he moves for Shreveport. Now he regrets it. Both of them regretted their move.
No, man, it taught me a lot about myself, so it was actually a good move on my part.
Yeah, but anyway. So,
Hey, right now,
That doesn't matter. We don't want to know that you grew.
nuh-uh.
You know.
He
I
just grew
learned
down
from
below
moving
every
to
time he
Shreveport
went.
Was you continue paying bills even if you don't live there, and it fucking sucks.
But that was a personal choice that you made because you're a good person. But anyway,
I am a very good person. Shout out to all the honeys.
Stop diddling the mic. I hear a lot of mic ruckus.
But anyway, so
Dude, you need to calm down, man.
so around the time, you know, Christmas rolls through, he comes back in town to spend Christmas. And so he brings his girlfriend.
Yeah, make time for Spencer, you know?
Yeah.
Could have been
It
with my
wasn't
family.
about. It could have been with the family, but it was actually all about me.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he brings her down, you know, to meet everybody because she hadn't been down yet. So he comes over to my grandparents' house to meet everybody, and Michael walks in. He's like, "Hey guys, how's it going?" And she walks in, and she just immediately, just to let everybody know, you know, right when she walks in the door, she was like, "Hi, I'm Tori." You know, you can bleep her name out. But anyway, she like screams the top of her lungs because I think she was like a head cheerleader or something like that, and she was like really
Like a sitcom intro.
Yeah, like a
Hi, everybody.
yeah, it was like, hi. And she was just like waiting on like the laugh track and all that stuff to come in. And I was,
Oh my god.
and then like immediately, like, after she got done saying that, I was like, oh, hey, easy, let's take it down a notch. And it was like, nobody knows you.
I laughed. It went right over my head. I was like, that's funny.
Yeah, and her whole demeanor just went through the floor. She was like, ooh.
Yeah,
I'm
getting
no
drunk
longer-
tonight.
Yeah. Well, she was just like, wow, people actually don't care about like how whatever I am and all this other stuff. And so I had to knock her down a peg. It's just the way it is. You know, you don't come in here with that type of ego up in my house.
You're going to get checked.
Yeah, you got to get checked
Spencer's
a
just
little bit.
upset because after that, like, she, like, when we got into the car to, like, leave, she was like, I don't like Spencer. He, you know, blah, blah, blah. She just started going off on him, and then I told Spencer, and I feel like, you know, that just...
No, I mean, I thought it was just funny. I'll do that to anybody. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I laughed because it's like, the tone of it was totally
like, it was
understood.
I was
It
joking,
was totally joking.
but it was just like, but I mean, at the same time, it was kind of serious. Like, Jesus Christ, let's ease off. You know?
It was-
Well, it's a good thing that, like, the guys in our circle who are dating chicks knew of Spencer way back when I went to school. Because I'm telling you right now, say Barry just meets a chick that moves from, like, Utah or some shit. They meet Spencer, they're going to be like, look, I'll come over, but Spencer's got to be gone. You know?
Yeah,
And it's not that he means harm, he's just dropping funny jokes, and he's loving it inside.
No,
Spencer's giggling.
Esther actually likes Spencer. She says, you know, Spencer has good conversations. But Barry, on the other hand,
Your current girlfriend doesn't like me?
no, she doesn't mind you, man.
she doesn't mind it.
She'll
She
put up
tolerates
with
it. She'll put
She
up
tolerates me?
with it.
But you know what?
Say it, I already know.
I'm not even going to say it because you
Yeah.
already know.
I already
Yeah,
know.
you already know.
He
You
loves
already
her and he
know.
thinks she's a great person and the perfect girl for you.
Yeah,
That's
you
what
already
he
know what's
said.
happening during lunchtime tomorrow. Week old spaghetti.
You get your cheeks busted.
Uh-huh.
No, but I don't know. It was just funny. Like her whole like she immediately hated me, even though she like hung out at the house and all that stuff for a while and was like making good with everybody.
Is this at your grandparents' house?
This is at Mount Papa's. Yeah.
Oh, dude, man, how I hated that bitch. You know who really liked a person I brought over? Your grandpa.
Yeah, he did. He asked her if she was a man.
He did.
He has no chill.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, that was crazy. So
We talked about that one.
Yeah, we did.
we did
Did
talk
we?
about it.
Yeah.
We
I mean, we
sure?
could totally rehash,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I'll just
the
bring it up.
early-
Well,
it was the early
just in
podcast.
case, it was just really funny because you know she sits down at the table and one of the first thing Papa
half
asks her,
undressed by the
half
way. She's
undressed.
like she's in this.
I think she was in her like swimsuit. Like, 'cause
Yeah, she was in her swimsuit.
It was 4th of July and we came over to go swimming and Papa was just like, "You ain't one of them transvestites, are you?" Or something like that. I was like, Jesus, Papa.
Papa trying to flirt.
Yeah. He's got all the game, you know what I mean?
Oh.
Dude, that's a good icebreaker right there.
But you know, it's real funny. Like your you're Michael.
Uncle Michael, what'd he do?
Your Uncle Michael the other day, I was like, I'm just like bullshitting with him in the driveway. He's like, where's your old lady at? And I'm like,
What old lady?
I was like, what old lady? And he's like, you're about for like 4th of July. I was like, Michael, that was a long time ago, man. I was like, that was, I was like, that was back in the day, man. I was like, she's doing good. I still talk to her, of course. And he's like, oh man, I was like, you're hitting off well, man. He's like, you gonna bring her around next 4th of July?
Stop that. It makes noise. All right, go ahead.
Don't
Go
touch
ahead.
the cord.
You
Barry.
keep doing.
Sorry, listeners. It's Barry's fault. He's grabbing on this cord.
Yeah. All right.
Let's make a big deal. Shame him.
All right, keep going.
I don't want to.
Oh man, we're hanging on our seats, man.
Stories everywhere.
More or less, he was asking why you didn't
You weren't there.
have this girl.
You weren't there. You don't know.
And
you,
it was
you
like
don't even go
a
here.
few months ago, and you were like, that was 3 months ago. I changed them like socks, not shoes, homie. You know what I'm saying? 3 months is a long time.
Look
in
at him with
Barry
his
years.
nose
Look at
up
Barry,
over there.
if y'all could see this right now, he is pouting. He got the
He's heartbroken.
bottom lip all
Yeah.
puckered
Man,
out.
dude.
And caught that kid with his hand in the cookie jar, man.
Aw.
He's all like pissed about it.
Put some
all upset.
Bujo's butt paste on him and pat that man's sleeve.
Man, dude. I'm going to put some fucking Gold Bond on your forehead so you keep it from fucking getting road rash.
Bitch, you're bald, too. I ain't the only bald one. You're
yeah,
bald.
but I'm a more attractive bald.
Also, ain't got to worry about
You know what?
being
You know
attractive.
what? Fuck
He's
all
married.
you guys, man. I trimmed my beard up last night, and neither one of you fucking dickholes even noticed.
I didn't want to say anything because it looked terrible.
You know what? You look
Blame
terrible.
me, because I did it.
You know what?
Nah, honestly, it looks nice, Barry.
I'm so distracted by your twitches, I never really get past your nose and eyes.
You know what? Fuck you, dude. You got
I just love how
a
Russell
red,
always.
white, and black shirt on with camo pants.
That's very disrespectful, Barry.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, what the-
This is the outfit that Dimebag Daryl would have worn in his day.
Hey, you know what?
Doesn't-
Dimebag's dead, so doesn't matter.
R.I.P.
Doesn't
down.
matter. He ain't wearing that shit today. Unless he is. That would be.
It'd be cool.
Y'all want to hear a pretty messed
cool.
up story?
I love messed up stories.
Is it about getting diddled again? Because I can only take so many of those, Michael. I'm be honest
I can
with
take
you.
all of them, dude. I love it.
He could take
It's a
diddle.
really.
We've all been
really-
molested, dude.
Yeah.
All of our listeners have been molested, whether they know
Oh,
it or not.
gosh. I mean, this is probably not on par with that. Maybe a little.
Take it down about 3 notches.
Yeah.
Take him down a peg, you know. You gotta check his girl. Gotta check him
I
every once
forget
in a
who
while.
this guy is. But what he did to sleep with this girl is just
If he told her he loved her, man, we've all done
no.
that.
No. He played the chemo treatment.
Oh,
Dude, come on, man. Dude,
We're
don't.
pulling disabled veteran cards. We're pulling
Yeah.
chemo. My God, who are we?
What is it, the movie 50-50? Like, come on, man. Slow your fucking roll.
Oh,
well, tell us the story. I'm on the edge of my seat here. I got half cheek on
He's
here.
that is
edging.
it. That is
You're
literally
edging
it.
him.
No, I forget like where he was or whatnot, but I feel like he was out of town or whatever, and he met this girl and they started hitting it off, but she was like way out of his league, but they were like dancing and whatnot, and then
So we're out at a
he's
bar or
like
something.
he's bald already, and she asked, why are you bald, and he tells her that he's going through chemo, like fighting off like whatever cancer, And I
Leukemia.
was like, ugh. This is absolutely just like karma destroying. Like
that could have been a good how you lost your good karma story. Yeah.
yeah. That's probably like top of the crown one.
I'm gonna say that next time somebody comes up to me and tries to like poke fun at my appearance. Like one day when I was like 20, I was at this ballpark. And one of my dad's friends who I didn't know seen me, but he knew who I was. I just didn't know who he was, so I hadn't seen him since I was a kid. And he goes, "What happened, man? Did you lose a bet or something?" I'm like, I just said, "Hey, I'm in the military, man." Random asshole guy, fucker. Like, damn. And then what I should have did, I should have looked him in the eye. I got diagnosed with testicular cancer last year, man.
Oh man.
Yeah, I should have hit him with that. Like, yeah, fucker. And then just let him think that.
Well,
For
if you
all
had
these
said
years.
that shit to me, I'd have been like, "No, you're not. You still got your eyebrows."
Yeah.
Well, apparently it worked on this girl because she did not know. Actually, no. I think his eyebrows were shaved off.
Oh, dude, that'd be sweet.
That's going way too far.
Okay, what is weird to me is
No, it was like a bet.
when you have cancer, obviously, the eyebrow is gonna fall out. But
Yeah.
I've they're whispering over here.
I think you've told me that story before.
Yeah.
Okay, they're trying to see who it is. Yeah, so the thing about that is the eyebrows, it happens in that scenario. But there was a dude one day who told me his dad shaved his head bald, just like I do. And he swore up and down that it's normal to shave them. Most people shave them. He's like, my dad's eyebrows are shaved. And that was my first thought. I was like, well, does he have cancer? He's like, no, he just shaves them. I'm like, most people don't do that.
Yeah,
and
most
his
people
argument
don't.
was that makes sense. If you're going clean, you go clean all the way. I'm like, no, I want you to
it's
be
like,
able to.
every person I've ever seen with no eyebrows makes me uncomfortable. Unless they have like a legit reason to not have eyebrows, it's just like personal choice. I just don't have eyebrows because of reasons.
Because society tells me to. That's why.
Society tells me I have eyebrows. It's like,
Yeah,
well,
yeah. Society tells me I need facial expressions. I don't fucking need that shit.
like, what is this, equilibrium or some shit?
Yeah.
But no, like I've seen a lot of people that. I remember there was this one girl in high school.
Yeah.
She didn't have eyebrows.
Oh, don't do it. I think she had cancer.
But but that's what I was gonna say. I don't know if she had any reason or not to have them. I just know she didn't have them. But she had hair, so I was like,
Yeah, and I tried hitting on her. I could never
Who?
quite read her. Know what
I
I
don't
mean?
remember. It was just some girl.
What's her name rhyme with?
I don't
Dude,
remember. I never
please.
talked to her name. I never talked to her. I never knew her name. I was too scared to talk to her because she had eyebrows missing, and that's the only thing I wanted
Minus
to talk to her
eyebrows,
about.
was she attractive?
No, I've
It's kind of hard to tell somebody's attractiveness with no eyebrows. I'll be honest with you.
It throws
No-
off everything.
Nose down.
I don't. All I'm saying is like I never got to the point of talking to her because the only thing
ever
I wanted to say to her was like, "Why do you have no eyebrows?"
You know what?
That's exactly why he would
It's
never
because
be
you're a fucking hick, Spencer. It's like you grew up in that fucking rural community, and you're fucking.
I grew in the same
fucking.
fucking rural community y'all did. You go fuck
No,
yourself.
man, but I grew up with respect.
You go respect. Go fuck you and your trailer.
Dude,
Dude, fuck you, man. Dude, that was a quality trailer, man. Dude.
Man, you only grew up in a single.
had hot
wide.
and cold
Your
water.
family was too fucking poor to have a fucking double wide like the real kings of Grand Bay.
Yeah, and had
Oh,
like a
dude,
family
fuck
of
you, man.
raccoons coming through that hole.
Dude, fuck you and your cattle.
Man, you grew up on the wrong side of Pride Track to be saying some shit like that.
Man.
Man, you can't, look, let me tell you something. You can't be talking down to the rest of us south of the tracks motherfuckers over here. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You can't go with all that north of the track bullshit like you better than everybody
North of the
else.
track, I was behind the track, dog.
You were on the tracks, dude. Fuck
I was
you.
the same side of the track you were.
That's
Fucking.
what I'm saying. You don't have any reason to fucking talk down
You
to
were
me.
just more east than I was, man.
Yeah,
Fuck
I
you,
was
dude.
only live like a mile
Wow.
down from you.
Listen, to
I'm
this
sorry you were
Grand Bay
privileged with a
lingo.
fucking swimming pool.
Oh, you goddamn right I was.
My
And
bad,
all you-
I had to fucking
and all
swim
your
in the fucking ditch with
you-
the fucking crawdads.
You goddamn
man.
like gang of hoodlums
Hey.
and y'all some of bitches caught walking up my
Hey,
fucking house.
Speaking of that pool, we've talked about how we work.
Fuck you, I
hard.
peed in your pool.
I peed in my pool.
Dude, fuck you.
I've never.
Fuck you.
peed
We
in
we
Spencer's pool.
talked about how like Spencer's grandpa ropes people in, but that was his main way to rope them in high school. Hey, get your friends to come swim at the pool, and then he turns around, he's just rubbing his dirty little old hands together like I'm gonna work the shit out of them boys. Like, get here. No pool.
I see you have no calluses.
Oh man.
Oh, Papa.
I don't remember what we were talking about now. But that
Girls
was
with no eyebrows, and you just and. I love how you acknowledged what you would do beforehand. You said, I didn't attempt to talk to her because I know the first thing in my mouth would have been, why don't you have eyebrows? Like, you couldn't have asked how her day was.
No. It was like it was the first thing I could ever think about, and I was just like, I'm not going to be a dick. I'm just going to be a dick to myself. You know.
There you go.
I do know somebody who has no eyebrows, and I think it's by choice. Like they shave it off. Like, but they shave
They're
everything.
bucking
off.
societal trends, man.
And, I mean, like the first time eating them, I was just like,
They make their own rules.
like you can't help but notice it because it's like you're used to just seeing, and it's just interesting at like first glance. But then like getting to know him and talk to him, it kind of formed in with like his personality, and it was like. It
I'm
would
the type
be
of guy who has no
weird.
eyebrows.
It'd be weird if he had eyebrows.
What kind of things do you say when you have no
How does your
eyebrows?
personality form around not having eyebrows?
Okay, so you know how you can like hear somebody's
Do you-
voice
do
and then be
you
like,
not
you know
trust
what?
the
I
system?
bet this guy looks like yada yada. And
like
you can
everybody that
some-
listens to this podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can somewhat guess him. Like you can totally guess who is bald.
Okay.
You know,
Alright.
there's just telltale signs.
I don't know, man.
I wouldn't say that.
Okay, so I feel like people form their personalities kind of around their appearance. Like you, you're not gonna be wearing all black if you're like really into like bright colors, right?
If you're also really into bright colors, but also a very much of a contrarian.
I'm trying to like make a point. I'm trying to make a point. I'm just saying.
Points
like,
are lost on these people here.
Like really, like you dress what you like. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna wear a Pantera shirt because I'm not just like an all-out Pantera like fan. I love Pantera, but look, Russell's wearing like band shirts. You wear band shirts. You have like a cut-off Mastodon shirt.
That's the State Park shirt, sir.
No, I'm saying he has band shirts.
Yep, and I wear them.
And that's your personality. Do you just listen to country music?
Nope.
Well, I've
No.
been, you know.
What does that have to do with Estes State Park?
Yeah.
Okay, the reason I wear this shirt, and you're pointing out, is because all my shirts were packed away in storage, and I've been rotating the same
man had
shirt.
four
But you're
shirts
still
for
a
the
guy
past
who
year
buys
and a half.
band shirts. That's a personality
But
style.
yes.
I don't buy like artist shirts. 'Cause
This gets
that's
me
not-
to my next point. So everybody out there, thanks to you guys, we are building a studio. If you hadn't seen our Facebook page, it's going to be right in the house in the casa. So I got this new crib, and I was
Oh,
moving
yeah.
in.
Here
And
we
let me
go.
tell you, I got some shitty friends, man.
You
They
have
weren't worth
actually,
a damn.
we have you have
what?
excellent friends, but here's the thing. All right, so
Are we throwing Russell under the bus
I'm about to throw
again?
Russell
This
under the bus.
pissed me off so bad.
No, well, he deserved every bit of it. You know why?
Explain it.
All right, so
Great
the other
He's an
day,
asshole.
Russell lets us know that, hey, I'm be moving into a house sometime next week. And instead of asking us for help, he told us we're going to help like we owed him something.
Because
And
you did owe me
we
something.
don't owe you anything. Now,
You're on the wrong, Russell.
honestly, Russell, we don't owe you anything. Now, if we would have helped. We're going to help you anyway. But the way you said it, you was like, and you're going to help me, and you're going to do this because I helped you move. And I was like, that's not how it works. I help you out of the goodness of my heart. Don't like come at us like a
I
dick.
know you little shysters.
No,
and you're
you
gonna
don't.
back out.
No, you don't.
I know you little shysters.
wouldn't have
No,
backed out of something like
we
that.
wouldn't
Yeah.
have backed out of something like that.
Yes.
No, we
What-
wouldn't.
dude,
Friends.
And see, that's the thing. I don't know where you got this notion that we would have. So you had to come at us like, you're just going to back out. So I'm going to have to tell you what you are and what you are not going to do. So that morning of the, this is where it gets good. So that morning of the move, this is what was it? 2 days ago? Was that yesterday?
2 days ago.
But anyway, it doesn't matter. Y'all are going to hear this 3 weeks from now because Russell's shitty at his job.
He's actually really great at it.
Oh, he's really good.
No. He takes care of all the
Oh, he
editing and
does.
everything, that kind of
But
stuff.
anyway, and so it was sometime in the morning, and me and Barry were like, "Let's fuck with Russell, dude. Let's just fuck with him real quick." And Barry, because Russell said something, I think he put it in the chat. He was like, "Hey, remember y'all got to help me move today."
And I wrote back and I was like, oh shit, was that today?
Yeah, and he was like, "Oh shit, was that
Question
today?"
mark, question mark, question mark. Like, it was like 10 question marks.
Yeah, and then immediately, I reply in it because I'm sitting right next to Barry here at the dinner table, and we're all just like laughing, like goofing off, and I reply, I was like, "Dude, we're in Pensacola right now." I was like, we went out because, I passed my classes and we ended up getting a hotel down here. And then I came back later also and was just like, because he's like, "Are you serious?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude, we ended up actually buying another night."
This is very believable. This is why I was
Because
so
we're hungover.
Yes,
Both don't
that's-
have a job.
I was like, we're actually like really hungover, dude. Like we brought some girls back or something like that, and we're actually pretty messed up. And I ended up buying another night last night because we were just having too much of a good time. Didn't want to go home, and I don't want to waste the money I already spent. It's non-refundable.
I don't remember this.
Thing.
This is way over-explained. I don't
It's
remember any of this.
over-explained, but anyway. But that's what we said, and I know he was just sitting there just fuming. And so next thing you know, Michael calls us, and he's just like, "Hey, where are y'all?" And I was like, "Oh, we're in Pensacola, man. We're just messed up." And
Now they're
Mike,
trolling me. I'm like,
And
what do
we're-
I got? I didn't do anything. And I'm just like, biting my tongue. I'm just like talking calm, just trying to ask questions.
and he's like, "Dude, are y'all seriously in Pensacola right now?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Okay, the reason I sounded so aggressive, I didn't sound as aggressive as he pointed out to me. This is how I said, "Hey guys, I'm moving next week. I'd expect y'all to return the favor."
Hang up the phone because that's how he gets off the phone.
That's how I said it about a week or two ago. The reason I say that because I've had situations where I need some help, and it turns out Barry forgets he's doing something. Spencer's at his grandpa's till 6 o'clock. Then he goes see some girl. Then it's like, God damn, I need some help.
He's making this all up in his head.
No, this type of stuff.
I mean,
happens.
hit me up for any
that
help.
is-
that
stuff.
is some real stuff. But
Yes, that does happen with you shysters.
But
No,
you could
we're
just
not.
keep on reminding. Because it did come off like,
Yeah, you're being.
I'm aware.
expect you.
And
yes, no, I had to do that because if I'd been like,
You
hey,
didn't
guys, I need
have.
some
You
help,
didn't have to.
I've been through this.
You
stuff.
have not
I
been
know
through
how
this.
these type
And
things.
keep in mind, this man took a nap while we were moving.
Yeah,
our
yeah.
place.
It's like, first of all, is like also while we were moving our apartment, this dude like stops halfway through. He's like, I'm tired. I'm taking a nap. So he goes to his truck and sleeps for like 3 hours.
no, he slept on your fucking dad's
Like 20
couch.
minutes.
Oh yeah, he slept on the couch. Like we're sitting there moving, hucking, doing everything, strapping shit down because we're real men that know how to use ratchet straps.
I know how to use it. Where does this come from? I use them all the time.
How'd you know we were calling you out?
The other day, right?
I put it on the other day. Like, where
No,
does
you
this
did
come
not.
from?
You did not touch a ratchet
He drove
strap.
off both times.
Any-
Anytime.
not remember I did
No,
this
no,
when I
no.
helped you
Every
move?
time we had to use a ratchet strap, you got in your car and left because you did not know how to strap it down.
Why do I have the straps if I don't know how to use them?
They were
Yeah,
brand new.
buy
any
them.
jackass
They were brand
can
new
buy
and
straps.
unopened.
Yeah.
Do you not remember I strapped your stuff down?
I
when
cut the
moved?
zip ties off those straps.
It's not hard.
Russell
But
helped
anyway,
with
the
somebody
moral of the
else's
story.
support.
All right, so we ended up, Michael.
Moral
We
of the
ended up,
story is you don't
we ended up
trust
telling
the
Michael, we're like, oh, you know, we're just messing around, and Michael's like, oh my god, thank God, because he was like telling us he was just like white
I was
knuckling
like,
over there,
bro,
pissed.
thinking about having to
Weston
just,
also called. and
just
said the
me
same
and
shit.
Russell just moving some furniture, and I'm like,
dude, I just got off work and I'm about to have to do 2, 3, 4 times the amount of work that I thought I was going to have to do. I was like,
And it was
And
funny.
then 2 seconds later, Weston calls, because Weston read it, and he was like, because he was already getting ready to head down. He like already got was like getting the trailer and all that
And
stuff.
he believed you guys because
know.
it's believable.
Yeah,
that's,
you know,
that's
do you-
not.
the reason
Okay.
why it is believable is because it's not something that ever happens.
what?
Not per se
It's
staying
not-
at Pensacola, but
It's not something that ever happens.
But in
like,
general,
for us
for,
to
like-
blow something off like that, it's not like we're always fucking with you. Is the thing.
No,
So
you're just
anyway,
always
and so Weston calls like,
Thank you.
dude, what the fuck is going on? He's like, I was like, where you at, man? You headed down? He's like, are y'all in Pensacola? And we're like, yeah. And he's like, did the whole same thing. Michael's on the other end of the line too.
keeping quiet.
Just keeping quiet. And so we go through the same spiel with him. It's like, dude, what the fuck, man? Did y'all fucking around with everybody? And it was like, yeah, dude. And we're just waiting for Russell to get all like upset.
And then Russell calls, and I'm like, yeah, man. Like, we're like, anytime you're in any hotel room, what do you watch? Impractical Jokers.
Oh yeah, yeah. We was like,
It's
yeah,
the
we're
only thing that's
sitting.
ever on TV anytime you ever go into a hotel room. If you're telling me.
You're either watching Practical Jokers or you're watching Ridiculousness.
And if,
Oh, yeah.
if it's anything else, you're fucking lying because I've been in many hotel rooms and I've been in many wet work. I mean, but no, for real though. Anytime you're ever in a hotel room, you're watching Practical Jokers, you're watching Ridiculousness. And they also on TV is asinine.
I'm turning this into shit on.
But anyway, and so next thing you know,
Russell
Russell
calls.
finally calls.
And like I'm quiet because he calls Weston. And like you know what Russell did not do, which I was expecting him to do, which he did not do because he's a true friend. He did not shit on us. He never shit on us the whole time he was talking to Weston. He was like, "Man, I knew them fuckers was gonna do this to a bunch of bitches or something like
Oh
that."
yeah, he
Nev-
actually called Wes. He didn't call us. We were
no,
on
he,
the other
he never
end
he
listening.
never even said anything in that category.
That's
he was just
that's
super
no,
nice.
Like, this
the
was
entire
my
time.
thing. I was like, this shit like this happens all the time. It's no big deal. When are you gonna be here? That was my response.
That's exactly what he said.
Yeah,
He's
yeah, I
like,
was this. I expect this, and then.
but
so I
like
was
he
I
never
don't-
she never shit on us, man. And I was gonna be like, "Oh yeah, Russell, you fucking bald head fuck talking shit," but never happened. And you know, I mean, that's a good friend right there. You know,
Solid.
he held all those
The reason this
he
has
held
happened is
all that,
because
like,
a long time
anger
ago.
and aggression.
Long time ago, I had to
towards us.
move some shit out of my apartment, right? And I had planned this with Spencer.
And I
somehow, no, I said it's going to be at this
I
time.
came too.
I said it was going to be at a specific time. And that specific time we started, a couple hours went by, we get most of the work done, Spencer shows up. That's why, not saying he didn't help, but like 90% of the work was done. That's why I was like, I got to be aggressive here, because nice guy does not play it. I sound like an ass. I realized to everybody, like, you're a fucking asshole. I got to ride their ass. Barry got roped
You don't
into
have
it.
to.
Barry got roped into it. Sorry, Barry. But that's why I was like, woo.
But you know what?
Yeah.
And then, you know, so as Russell's on the phone with Weston, he's like, hey man, sign, be there in 5 minutes at my storage unit. And so you know what? You know, we all laugh it off, whatever, having a good time. You know what I mean? Fuck Russell. And you know, I immediately, because I got done with the gym, hopped in the shower, changed clothes, you know, got a snack, got gas, and then went to the storage unit, right? And then I call this guy, and I'm like, you know, it's like we've been sitting in a storage unit for like 40 minutes. I'm like, hey, where you at? He's like, Stop fucking hassling me, man.
I've only called you once, but all right.
I
Cool.
was already hot at this point because of what they said earlier. So normally I'm not just this aggressive, but it had gotten to the point.
He's like,
where
stop
they-
fucking hassling me, man. He's like, I wait on you guys all the fucking time, and like hangs up. And I'm like, the fuck, man?
That,
Like,
was
we're
the,
gonna get a
that was the
Target.
PG version of how I was feeling on the other side because you guys triggered me so hard. I was in the parking lot looking like a madman. I'm at the loan office signing this final paperwork for this house I'm closing on, and I'm sitting there pacing in the park like motherfuckers, and I'm reaching for hair that I ain't got. I'm like white knuckling.
Oh
like,
man, and he's pulling out his eyebrows.
I'm like spitting at the ground, looking like a psychopath over there. And then like I step out when they call because I'm in this office, and for whatever reason I sign my paperwork, and the fucking seller has to be in there, and I have to be there while she signs. It's very stupid. So I walk out, and there's this on the front door of this building, and there's glass, a lot of windows in this lobby, so I know they can hear me, whatever I'll say on the other side. So I walk out, I'm like, that was every fucking time. And I'm like raging, and I just sit back, and like everybody in the room was all quiet and chill, and it just nobody said nothing for like 2 or 3 minutes.
But I know, I think that joke just like worked out much better than I could have ever hoped for.
Yeah,
because it wasn't just like like
everyone.
fucking with Russell, which it fucked with him so hard.
So hard.
I know
I
because
was
I know he wasn't
steaming.
saying anything in the chat, but I could feel it.
Yeah.
I could feel his energy. I could feel him just being upset and just hating everything of every like cell in our bodies. But it's also that we fucked with Weston and Michael. See, it actually stopped.
It worked good because they got
It
Weston
stopped.
and Michael.
It stopped Weston in his tracks. Like he actually showed up later than what he was going to, because he was like, "Man, fuck this! I ain't doing shit now." You know what I mean? He's like, "Ain't nobody coming. What the fuck?" You know. And so whenever Weston was like, "Dude, I stopped, man. I didn't know what was going on. Y'all were saying y'all weren't coming. I was just like, I was already going to get
So
the trailer.
I bailed too.
So I bailed.
Next
I was
thing
like,
you know,
fuck.
Michael bailed, and then so, I'm just sitting there. Fuck.
Hold on, I never said I bailed. I didn't. I was like, really? That's what I said in the snap, and they were like, yeah. I didn't have anything else to say. I was like, it's not gonna be nice.
Yeah, I was every bit assured of just like rolling on the ground, like stop, drop, and roll, like just looking like a psycho. Like, what is he
He's over
doing?
there steaming. I don't know. It was just so perfect. I loved it. I just know he was just pissed and just
I know.
upset.
I try to get everyone back.
Dude,
Actually,
every bit of that fucking skull was covered in veins.
Oh, it was great.
I
Man.
texted in Snap today, and I was like, are we supposed to have the podcast tonight? And they're like, Weston even. I think Weston replied first, and he said C, and then Barry said yeah. And I was like, crap. I was like, I forgot I had plans. And then Barry was like, oh, it's okay. We're going to record without you. I was like, okay. Okay,
That
cool.
kind of backfired.
I was just like, okay, cool. And I didn't reply back in the Snap. And,
That's the
you know,
funniest thing. Like Russell's like, goddamn. He like texts me, he's like, goddamn.
I know. So I forget about it, and I don't like say I'm joking in the snack, because I'm like, I'm just gonna let it marinate a little bit, and then I forget about
Just
Russell.
let that one marinate.
Yeah. So I was I don't know.
You guys are
just
gonna
like
give me like
4 or 5 hours later, Russell calls me. He's like, "Hey, what you doing?" So just got home, just chilling on the couch or whatnot. And he's like, "So you really not coming tonight?" I was like, "No, I'm coming. He's like, "Dude, y'all gotta stop fucking with me like that. I'm going crazy over here." It's like, I was like, "Oh, dude, my bad." I was like, "I should have texted you."
And so it's
I
funny-
didn't mean to get you. I was like, I was really wanting to just get Spencer and Barry.
you have to realize I'm going through like 5 steps of grieving over here every time I do that. At first, I'm raging, then I'm cool, and I'm like, my friends do care about me. I have to like talk myself.
You just
Now
accept
he's never
it.
gonna know how to believe it. Be like,
What's
I'm not
funny is
sure.
like anytime like Michael would do it, like it's a 50-50 chance that either he's fucking with you or he actually is like got a birthday party to go to. Because
Dude,
like every
Dude, that
time,
man,
like
anytime he ever wants to blow us off, he's like, "Oh, I got a birthday party to go to." Like, dude, we planned on this like 4 weeks ago. He's like, "Yeah, I got a birthday party." Like, "Oh, who is it?" It's like, my cousin like third down the line, like.
it's my nephews and nieces. I got.
and they're like
7 of them.
2 years old, It's like, oh, I gotta go to this birthday party. It's like, dude, they don't even know
Dude, I
you're
gotta
there.
remember you there.
I don't
fuck
even
it.
see them all the time, so
Well, I don't see mine all the time.
You're a terrible uncle like me.
No, they don't live around here. So I'm not gonna make a trip up
Oh,
to
man.
some fucking where to go see them.
All right, guys. What we need to reach out to is all of our listeners who actually send us emails.
Yes, good idea, Barry, with the emails.
Oh, we got more emails.
Yeah, somebody stop diddling the cord. Be very still.
Oh, it's Barry. He's playing with his foot, and it's like connecting to the ground and
Yes,
rattling on it.
so
I'm not fucking doing anything.
when we get headphones, you will know the ear rape I've been taking for you. Let's see here. What's that fucking stupid girl's name that sent us that fucking email? Your stupid fucking fat-faced friend. I'm sorry. All right, Morgan, let's get to it. Just kidding. Okay, so she says, this breaks the hate mail only rule. Myself and Taylor have been loyal listeners to the podcast the past few months. Every time an episode has made us laugh until we cried, Taylor and I still hang out at least once a week. Yada, yada, yada. We've been bouncing stories back and forth, having a lot of do you remember moments. I have a few that come up with at least Russell and maybe Spencer will remember. Okay. It says, okay, do you remember being in Miss class, and let's not forget about her alien abduction in the Walmart parking lot, and talking with Cody about pulling the tails off lizards and her yelling, how would you like it if some alien came down and started tearing your limbs off because you were an inferior life form? So there's a lot in that story. So,
Was that, I'm trying to think of what Cody that was. That I wonder if that was my cousin or somebody like that.
no, that short one. So here's the deal.
Hey, let me tell you here the deal is.
What?
Thank you, Morgan, Taylor. Taylor, ciao. Cutie.
My man.
My man. But
Yeah, so
That's all he wanted to interject.
that was mainly it, you know.
okay, so I'll tell her that Barry said, "What's up?"
Yeah, tell us what's up. Say dinner at 2:00. Fucking
Friday.
Ollie's. You know what?
Ollie's on the 21st.
There you go. Okay, so here's the deal. There's a lot in that story because
Be there, be square.
this teacher
Because you're not around.
actually did believe she was abducted by aliens. That was the thing where she
She might have been.
claimed it and she believed it and she wasn't trolling when she said it. Okay, the next thing in that story.
Well, you don't want to talk about it anymore?
No, we will. We're talking about it, but I'm saying there's a lot going on in the story.
How do you know that it happened? Were you there?
Barry?
I'm
No,
just being
I was
honest
not
with you.
there. No, I wasn't there.
You weren't there, so how do you know? Like,
I guess I
you're
don't,
trying to make it
Barry.
like this lady's full of shit. But I mean, you weren't there.
Okay, Barry, fair
You
enough.
weren't there. But yeah, no, it was
it's
weird.
like
I remember
her.
whenever she did say that, like I was just like it kind of took us all back because she was already like a crazy ass teacher. Like she was kind of like all up in her.
What'd she study?
She was actually our science teacher. Yeah, which
Yeah.
I don't know. It was like
Kind of contradictory.
it was kind of like really fitting.
Yeah.
It was like really fitting for the
Was she
crazy
really in
science.
outer space.
Yeah, she was out there. I mean, she was something else. But
She always seemed like she was tweaking. She was like really wide-eyed, always surprised.
Hey, side note, you remember that really good English teacher we all had in middle school?
Oh, the crack addict one? Yeah, I loved her.
No, she was super cool. And then, long story short, she got busted with a meth lab.
Oh,
Oh.
nice.
yeah,
Do we all know who I'm talking about?
yeah,
crack
Miss
addict?
Jacobs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna say her name because
Yeah, she was our Scholars Bowl teacher as
Yeah,
well.
we
yeah,
t- we-
absolutely. She's very intelligent, very smart lady.
So what's more troubling here? The kid ripping off lizard tails or the lady that swears she was abducted and she's teaching science class?
Well, to be fair, the
Lizard
only
tail's
one that
gonna go
actually
back.
came to
What's
harm to
really gonna
anybody was the
happen is-
lizard thing.
I mean, a lizard tail is gonna grow back every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still
But you
like
know what
torture.
sucks though is that it's like, well, no, I mean you can even hold them; they'll drop it.
Well,
I'm
that's
not sure
because,
if it hurts.
but that's because
my
he did it
whole
on
thing
his
is-
own accord, though. He
my
let
thing
go.
Is when you let it go.
Yeah,
now
the
it
lizard
doesn't have
the
like
lizard
a
lets it
tail.
happen because it's a defense mechanism.
Yeah, now it doesn't have a tail to release whenever it gets attacked.
It'll grow back.
I mean,
eventually.
It grows back.
for a while. So within that period of it losing its tail just for pleasure.
Okay, here's another.
Pleasure.
Dude, I mean, he did it for whatever reason. It pleased him. It made him happy. Whatever.
Okay, this one goes out to Spencer. Big Spencer!
Yay.
Okay, so it says, do you remember having the media class for first period 8th grade year?
Yeah.
The fact that they let literal children do a live morning feed news for the entire school is still insane to me. They left us all there in one morning with absolutely no supervision while the teachers got ready to blast the SAT. So the library literally had this huge-ass TV in there that always just had the weather on. Who knew that bitch had full DirecTV package on it?
Yeah.
And she says, so Spencer finds the remote, hits guide, and finds a Jet Li movie. He clicks on the movie, and then I tell you these people are full on fucking on the screen, moaning and everything. And our assistant principal busts through the doors. Everyone scrambled to distract her and mute the TV because the remote has now decided it's dead. She never noticed, or if she did, she was a true G and never said anything. I figured I'd leave these with y'all to do what you choose. Thanks for the laughs and the memories. Go fuck yourself, Morgan Taylor. That's what I got to say.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, you said the last name.
Dude, I remember that media class, so that was actually pretty fun. So basically,
Oh, you said Morgan and Taylor. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
yeah. But basically, what that was is I don't even know how we were able to get into that. I guess you just applied for it. I don't really know how school schedules worked as a kid.
Upstanding student.
But anyway, yeah, we was all in there,
Good attendance.
and we'd tell the news and do stupid stuff all the time. It was actually a lot of fun. And honestly, I feel like I remember doing that, but I'm so glad you remember it because I don't remember it very much at all. But it is 100% something I would have done. I mean, not intentionally to like put on the sex scene of this said Jet Li movie, but I mean, that is pretty crazy. And I remember the one time, like my cousin, see, he was also in that class. My cousin Cody, who we've made fun of many times.
Yes.
And and I remember he was doing we always did the Pledge of Allegiance every morning, right? And so we had one of the cameras like go up on the flag like right behind us, and then hanging over the sides were these little like an angle iron or something like that. And Cody's really tall like me, and so Cody steps over just a little bit to the left, stands straight up, and then wham, that thing cuts his head straight open. He had to
Right
get
off. Damn.
Yeah, but like on the live like TV, like the entire school saw him like split his head open, like standing up for the Pledge of Allegiance, and like blood started like coming down his like head and everything. It was like cut the camera, cut the camera.
You get up and you stand.
Yeah, dude.
Take it for America, son.
Yeah, it's like I bleed red.
Are you a
white and
patriot?
blue?
Dude, one thing I remember about the Pledge of Allegiance, about once a week I had a boner about that time, and I had to somehow think of something.
It was
and
like clockwork.
Yeah, it just somehow, for whatever reason, it seemed like once a week in middle school, I had a boner during the Pledge of Allegiance, so I had to always tie my shoe. So I was Kaepernicking before it was a thing, you know what I'm saying? I was sitting there like, oh, fuck. Oh, I'm looking around like trying to tuck it, nothing's happening right. I'm like, oh, I'm just going to tie the shoe for like...
Talk about random boners growing up. Like, how many times have you, like, you know, as males growing up, your teacher calls upon you in class, and like, hey, you know, Russell, Michael, Spencer, Barry, can you, hey, we need you to come over here and solve this question. I'm like, fuck that question. They're like, what? And then like the awkwardness makes it go away. And you're like, you know what? Finally, in like after 30 minutes of 30 seconds of arguing, you're like, you know, I guess I could.
It was like finally went down at that point.
Yeah.
Okay,
How many times has that happened?
Honestly, for me, I don't think I ever.
I
feel like I have, but I don't really remember it.
Because what? You know, as you can tell, because I am balding, and I'm assuming the same with Russell. You know,
all mine is by choice. Joke's on you.
no, it's not. It's not. You know, if you didn't have eyebrows, you'd be a weird-looking guy, man.
Oh, yeah.
And
I'd get used to it. Don't worry.
no, man. But no, man. It's just like me being, you know, obviously we're aging faster than everyone else because we matured faster, right? Our
Yeah.
bodies matured faster, and that's assuming while we're aging faster. I mean, we could be wrong, just genetics, you know.
Yeah,
We're
maybe
may
not.
not be maturing faster. Our bodies might be maturing faster.
definitely
but-
mature,
your
let me tell
scalp
you.
is like 80 years old.
Yeah. I mean, look at the flakes coming off this guy. I mean, just throw it out there.
Fuck off, Barry.
like,
They don't make Head and Shoulders for people with no hair.
yeah,
you
but
know
if
what
you see a bald dude with dandruff, I mean, here you go, guys.
Fuck all y'all. I'm
Oh man.
gonna get hair plugs and shit on everybody.
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna have to look at them fucking ant legs sticking out of your forehead, man. Fuck
Dude,
that.
anybody want to see them fucking
get a
little
toupee.
sprigs?
Right? Glue it.
So, I got a quick story about Spencer. I remember we was in English class, and it was either okay. Spencer knew the meaning of the words he was saying, but he just either didn't give a fuck. I can't remember what it was, but you remember we were in class one day, and we were in like a reading circle in our English teacher's class, in like 10th or 11th grade. And I remember he starts quoting Arnold Schwarzenegger from the movie Pumping Iron. And he's sitting there in the circle, you know, the teacher's there listening, and he's looking around. The teacher's like, it's like I'm coming all the time. It's like I'm in heaven. I wake up, I'm coming in the gym, and everybody's really quiet. He's going through the whole thing. And then I remember after class, this kid named Raymond came up to me. He played guitar, cool kid. And he comes up, he goes, "Does Spencer like not understand what he's saying?" I'm like, "No, he knew what he was saying. He knows what it means. He didn't give a fuck."
Yeah, because like back as a kid, especially, I mean, I still am, but I was like super obsessed with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Or
and
masturbating.
yeah, but masturbating.
I thought it was masturbating.
But no, I was super obsessed with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and you just
Same.
you love doing his voice and stuff like that. And I got really good at it back then. I can't do it like I used to, but I got really good at it back then. I used to do it all the time.
It was
and
alright.
this was in that English class. This was during the time like we're learning how to do dialogues, right? How to build dialogue and write in dialogue and stuff like that. And there was that one time where I did the whole like I'm coming everywhere, that type thing. But I remember we had this exercise in dialogue where she had this list of like famous people right up there, and she's like, "What I need you to do in this exercise is have each of these people like have a conversation and write out what that conversation would be." And it had all these different people.
They're all coming.
Yeah, they're all coming. Now, this isn't about that, but...
Are you coming?
Everyone is at peak.
But anyway, and so the ones that I ended up choosing from this list of a bunch of people was Arnold Schwarzenegger and George W. Bush, and like what kind of conversation they would have together.
Gosh.
And
That sounds like an epic rap battle.
Yeah. And so like I was sitting there like just giggling to myself the whole time because like the class is
It
silent.
sounds like the last like 15 minutes of Who's Your Mama.
Yeah. No, I was sitting there like just giggling to myself the whole time, like writing out my dumbass dialogue that I was making.
Yeah, just marking.
And then my teachers, like she has like people go up and some all these people had these just lame fucking ideas and stuff. Nobody's talented and cool like me. And so so she comes around me. She's like, "Spencer, you seem to be having a good time with yours. You sit over there laughing and stuff. What's yours?" And I was like, "Well, I chose to do Arnold Schwarzenegger and George W. Bush." And so they're already like, "What?"
Wow.
I was like, "All right."
Random.
And so it's like, and she was like, "Also, I don't want you to just recite it. I want you to act it out." And I was like,
Perfect. I thought I was anyway.
He's throwing the
Okay.
hand motions and shit.
Yeah.
I'm coming everywhere. And he's like
Yes.
jerking. I'm like, dude.
No, that's not what the conversation was about. Like that was a separate instance.
Yeah,
No,
that
this
was-
was just something else. But I don't remember what it was.
This is a muscle without a pump.
Yeah. But no, I was like, all right, well, this is George Bush and Arnold Schwarzenegger having a conversation, scene, action or whatever. And I was like, I went up there and acted out, like bust through this like door that wasn't really there, and I was like, "Come on, Mr. President, we have to get out of here. Skynet is coming," blah, 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 and just like freaking out like that. And I had this like really good George Bush impersonation at the time. I don't know, but it made everybody like laugh so hard that few years ago we ran into the same teacher and like one of our old principals at San Miguel's.
Oh, San Miguel. I remember that night. That was a very, very vivid night.
Yeah, and
Michael,
so-
you were with us.
No,
you not?
Brian was.
I think Michael was with us too.
No, it was just me, you, and Brian.
Yeah, man, I wasn't.
But anyway, and so like she remembered it so well that I haven't seen this lady in probably like 7 or 8 years. And so I go over there and I just like walk by and I happen to say, "Hey," I was like going to the bathroom or something like that. And so all these women are like getting all drunk and stuff. She was like, Spencer, I remember when you did that thing about dialogue with Arnold Schwarzenegger and George Bush. Will you do it in front of everybody right now?" And like,
Wow, what a bitch. Put me on the spot.
yeah, put me on the spot like
I haven't
that.
seen you in what?
Yeah, no, that's the one thing she remembered.
Oh
and
my
she-
God, that was 2 teachers and our principal.
And a principal, yeah, it was our principal.
Oh yeah.
And so I acted it out for them and everything, like right there in the middle of San Miguel's, and nobody tipped. So that
She
was
knows
cool.
she bad, boy.
And then she slipped you her number.
Thickums.
Mm-hmm. But no, that was a fun time though, for real.
Oh, that was a good night, man.
Sounded amazing.
Turned out to be pretty great, man. Chips and salsa, little mathematical problems at the end of the night.
So in her class, she was an English teacher before she was a principal.
I remember like towards the end of that year, like I got up on the board and I was like, because I got like really good with that teacher who was like really cool, and like I turned on the projector and like it was like the end of the year, nobody really had anything going on. I started like showing everybody like Leo and Satan and all that type of stuff like in the middle of class, and she's like sitting there,
That
"What
is
is this?"
wild.
And I'm just sitting there like watching, like laughing, and she's laughing too, but it's like we're in the middle of class watching Leo and Satan and like just dumb shit like
I'm
that.
not familiar with that.
package like that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very vulgar
It's a
cartoon.
very vulgar and
Watch
like
it. Watch
unsettling cartoon.
We'll watch it later. But dude, another weird part was so it was in her class where I remember that she was passing out papers around the classroom and she was looking at each desk real slow, kind of as she was putting papers down. And I remember as she was coming to me, there was a penis, balls and penis right there on the desk. And she was coming to me. I was like, oh, I'm not going to be able to erase this in time. She's going to think this is me and get mad.
You are that kid.
and so, like, no, yeah, I would be the dude who did that. But she just happened to be. It wasn't
I was
me this
wondering,
day.
like, why are all these dicks over this desk?
So I remember there was a balls and there was a penis. And I'm sitting there, and it's like the vertical look. Like, if you're looking from dick and balls from the side, it's shooting out like a horizontal angle. And you got the balls, right?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, she's...
I always used to like to make them like look at their coming from like one side of my page and then the balls were on the other.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
A man of taste. A man has his preferences.
Yeah.
Flavor.
So anyway, she's walking, and I started freaking out because she's getting really close. So I got the idea. I thought. So I pulled out my pencil, and I turned it into an elephant. I drew the body, and I drew the feet, and I turned it into, like, the balls
How far
were
was she
ears.
away? Because you was like doing some.
It was really
drawing.
fast. No, it was just really quick. But I turned it into an elephant, and like the balls were like the ears, and the penis was like the trunk. And then I added some little horns and put eyes on it. And he's like, oh, it looks like a thing. So then I got the idea. Whole African safari made of nothing but penises. So all these animals. And I remember I was in math class one day, and I got called up there to draw my safari. And
Oh yeah, like that was in Miss class.
yeah, so I got called up there, and everybody's like, why don't you draw your safari? And they're like, yeah. And then the teachers, I'm like, I shouldn't, guys. Come on. And then she's like, I want to see it, or else. I'm like, okay. And so I get up there.
She's game. Let's go.
So I get up there, and I start slowly. I draw the dick and balls. I'm like, all right, guys. And I even put the little urethra on there. I'm like, all right. So I'm going to start with the trunk and the ears, and I'm narrating, and everybody's like covering their mouth, like, oh, he's drawing it right in front of the teacher. Then I put the body on, and then I start to change it. So I'm like, all right. All right, next up, you got the bird, and I just draw a little penis up in the air. And then I just put, like, wings and legs on it, and I was like, all right, that wasn't really that creative. And then all the rest just turned out to be penises with, like, fur on them. And then the math teacher looks at it, she's like, now, Russell, I don't really like that very much.
I
I'm
don't like that at all.
It's like Miss. This is clearly a gorilla. I'm just showing off my artistic abilities here.
Yes.
And she's like, Russell, I don't know. And it's like, look-
Transformation art.
It's like clearly, and he like goes to draw this like gorilla. It's like, all right, so how do you draw a gorilla? What are you going? You're going to start with the abdomen. So he draws this penis for his abdomen. You know what I mean? Like the balls as his
You
like
get the head
chest.
in.
Yeah, so it's like the balls or the chest.
And it's
penis or
like
the
just
abs.
clearly just a veiny penis, you know. And then she's like, Russell, I don't know what you're doing. And then he proceeds to draw the rest of the gorilla. It's like, Miss Lowen, it's a gorilla. What, I don't see what the issue is here.
So that's one time I got caught drawing penises.
How old
Oh,
are you?
dude, talking about
This was
drawing
this was
penises.
senior year.
18.
This
Oh,
is
okay.
senior year.
Okay, there's another one where I got caught, and this one was funny. And this is one of our listeners who was a health teacher at the time, and he likes the
You listen to the podcast?
yeah he listens to the podcast. He told me he loved it. So well, not me, but he told people he loves it. So anyway, and messages and stuff. But anyway, so I got the idea to draw two penises boxing, and I had one, and it was going to be like Rocky versus Apollo Creed, but they were penises. So of course I turned them.
You had to make the black one a little
Yeah,
bit bigger
yeah.
than the other.
So I put Rocky in the American flag trunks, and I put, like his little hair and stuff. He's got black eye and busted lip, and Apollo's all busted up, and they're looking rough. And it's just like, you can clearly tell these are penises, and they're clearly boxing. It's actually a pretty good drawing. And I remember this redheaded buddy who moved away like 10th, 11th grade, moved to like Louisiana or something.
Oh,
But
Ty?
anyway, yeah, old Ty. So I'm sitting there, and I'm drawing, and he's dying laughing. I'm fucking dying laughing. And the health teacher comes over and is like, hey, what are you guys drawing? I flipped it over like, nothing. And he's like, no, seriously, what are you drawing? And I'm like, nothing. And
You
he's
about the softball coach?
I don't know if he's softball, but either way, he's sitting there. He's like, I want to know what you're drawing. And I'm like, no,
I think he's talking about
yeah, it's not him. No, so I'm sitting there. Who am I talking about?
yeah, are you talking
Yeah,
about
Coach-
Coach? Oh, Coach.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm sitting there, and I'm drawing it, and he's like, I swear.
Some coach.
Oh, yeah,
if
he
that,
told me you liked this
he's
podcast.
like,
He messaged
yeah.
me personally.
Yes. So guys, god damn it. So
Sorry.
he goes, guys,
Continue.
if that's a girl being defiled or something like rapey, I'm gonna be really disappointed. You're gonna go to the principal's office, because he didn't want it to be like some very vulgar. I wouldn't draw something like that anyway. But he's like, I don't want to see a woman being disrespectful. I'm like, no, it's definitely not a woman. and then I'm sitting there like giggling. He's like, turn it over, and I flip it over, and he looks at me and he goes, two penises boxing. And then he just walks away. And it's just fucking dying. Like, this is so good, man. He appreciated it,
He's like two penises.
You were
Boxing.
hold on. You were exposed
That's
to
something.
pornography at like a really young age, weren't you, Russell?
Sodomy? Jesus.
No, pornography.
Pornography.
I was like, whoa, slow down, man.
Woo.
Oh, man, I saw a solid tear roll down that man's eye.
Don't call me out,
Man. Nah, man, I used to give Cinemax run for the money back in the day.
Oh,
you get them
dude.
free Cinemax weekends at Granny's house, boy. That door stay locked.
So growing up, guys, you know, me and Tyler had a lot of influence, right?
Really?
So Uncle Buddy, Uncle Brian, were super out there, very, very, very. I say sexual beings, not as in like sexual towards us, but like just like they're hooking up left and right, like they're bringing girls back, just having a good kick-ass time. You know what I mean? They're hands down like. Basically like watching an episode of Jersey Shore. You know what I mean? Like, these guys are hooking up left and right. Grabbing all these girls, like just having a kick-ass time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Uncle Brian's, is like, oh man, you guys are like 13, you ain't had sex yet. You know what I mean? Like just like talking shit, like all of a sudden ends. You know what I mean? And we watched this movie Superbad,
Oh, yes.
and then Tyler gets his inspiration to create this notebook. He went out and bought a notebook. We went to Walgreens. Walgreens is the best notebooks. And
They
$15
do.
notebook.
They have some good notebooks.
oh, absolutely they do. And so Tyler like starts this extravagant like notebook of like dicks, right? Like going on like, Russell's story here. And long story short, one day, some weird things happen. Somebody drank some pee out of my Gatorade bottle. And
Shit happens, man.
shit happens. I guess me and I was got back from pee, whatever. I had this half frozen Gatorade, and like my buddy's like, "Hey man, I want some." And then long story short, another guy drinks it. No one liked the guy, so it was okay. And you know who you are if you do listen to this thing. You know what. And you're probably gonna punch me next time I happen to see you at Alchemy, which I ironically happen to see you every month or so at Alchemy. And if you do punch me, it is what it is.
I deserve it at this point.
Honestly, it is deserved. You know what I mean? It was my Gatorade bottle, and I knew what happened. I was like, you know what? Don't want the Gatorade bottle back. And they got passed around. Dude drinks pee. That's not what I'm talking about. But
Which is also a good story, but yes.
So once the guy actually drank, the bottle of urine, which he did in middle school, which is,
The worst time to drink it. If there was a good time to drink it, it's not middle school.
No,
I'd say middle school's
it's in your
probably the best time
20s.
to
It's in
drink
your
it,
20s, and you're having a kick-ass time.
No, that's when you got diseases.
But look,
Them STDs.
so one thing led to another, and as we're all getting in trouble for this bottle of pee that this gentleman drank, this notebook emerges, and it's not like 2 or 3 drawings. It's like
Hundreds.
it's quite a few very calculated, very
Veiny penises.
very well drawn penises.
And
in a
they're
notebook.
like, well thought out. I mean, you're talking like you got penises driving planes, flying them into like ships, like World
No,
War
I'm
II.
talking about like
There's just
you know,
one with like a magnifying glass.
It's very good. Penis drawings, penis bologna sandwiches, penis. It's like penis,
It's very creative.
caviar. It's just all over the place. It's just penises, and they're very well drawn out. Tyler was very artistic.
and very autistic, too.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It is what it is. And so me and a large group of people, probably about 8 of us, are all like in the office, going through our interviews because a guy did drink a bottle of urine. It doesn't have to do with the penises, but he did drink it, and that's what brought the penises to light. And so of course, for some reason they wanted to search us for, I guess, more pee. I don't know. And then the penis book emerges. And then from there, it went from, questions about why did this guy drink this pee to what is your uncle doing to y'all? And we're like, whoa. Like, nothing
This is
queer.
funny, dude.
Because
Come on.
this
And
isn't
it's like-
touched by an angel,
And it's like,
We were
because-
influenced by a movie.
And it's like, because of we're, at the age we were, we were very young, 13, 12, 13 years old, 14 maybe.
We were 18. Okay.
No, he's
Look.
Barry's like, so I just want to know, did something happen to you? Why do you ask? Well, there's this really small penis in the corner crying, and there's this giant penis looking up at him with his chest out in the living room.
Yeah, eating a bag of goldfish. Like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, please don't speak of that. No, that wasn't the case.
Please, it's triggering.
But no, so this book of penis emerges.
The Book of Penis is like the Book of Mormon.
And, you know, and the guy's like, hey, you know, like, this is a situation, yes, you know, the guy drank penis, like, hey, it's just my bottle, you know what I mean? Homeboy took it, you know, we're like, on. He's like, I want to know about the penises, and, you know, all y'all do is talk about your uncles and, like, how fun y'all have a good time. It's like, what's going on there? Like, why are y'all the way y'all are?
Why are you the way you are?
And it's like,
My environment.
and all right, so because of the environment I was in, you know, we kind of matured a little bit faster. As in, like, we understood what sex was, and you know,
At 5.
and you know, we started understanding that like, no, man, it's just funny. Like, no, you know, our uncles have nothing to do with this. Like, we're just being goofy. You know what I mean? It's like they're not touching them. Like, are they touching them? Like, they're not touching us. Like, this is just, you know.
I mean,
they
washing
say
my
they would
back
hurt
in the
you?
shower, but he's just doing me a favor.
But
Yeah.
I'm guessing that they just didn't expect, like, kids of, you know, the age of what we were at the time, like, to understand that kind of stuff. So it was, like, weird to them.
Which is weird to me in the fact, like, okay, these are seasoned vets of middle school. Like, what set us apart? You know what I mean?
That's been really
Maybe it
trouble.
wasn't as accessible back in.
You know, it's funny. I could just picture Barry, like, he's like, this is really serious. I'm like, no, dude, it's just funny. It's just a joke. I mean, look at that one. Look at that penis right there. He's shoplifting a Walmart.
Oh, no,
Security guards are trying to catch him. That's funny, man.
No, dude, I promise. The principal started out the conversation. He's like, has a glove on, grabs the Gatorade bottle of urine, and is like, sits on this. He's like, what is this? I was like, looks like a Gatorade bottle full of, you know, probably
Full of very non-hydrated piss. Yeah.
And he's like, well, you know, a student of ours drank that today. And it's like, well, that fucking sucks. You know?
Why would
And
he
it's
drink
like,
it?
you know, at my age, and I'm like the age I was already at, I was like, I'm already cussing, like, you know, like, I mean, I was very
I don't care. Fuck him.
matured for the age in a sense. He's like, well, it's not funny. And I'm like, well, I'm not intending to be funny. It's like, it wouldn't, you know, may have been, you know, I brought that Gatorade from my house, but, you know, it wasn't my fault. It was full of piss. You know what I mean? I would have finished the Gatorade if homeboy wouldn't have pissed in it and brought it back to my gas. It was like, I pissed in it. You know what I mean? But long story short, I got suspended the least amount. You know what I mean? I didn't talk my way out of it. No, I was not snitching. You know, all that, you know, all the air was out there. But that's besides the point. Homeboy, you know, our principal was like, what's up with the penises? And he's like, you know, why are y'all the way y'all are? And I'm like, oh, man, it just is what it is. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, pussy's good, you know, it's funny drawing penises.
I
And,
just did not get it, dude.
and like, they did that just to understand it. And at the time, it was a, you know, the principal I was speaking to was a Mr. You can bleep that out.
Yeah.
And I don't know if y'all remember him or not.
Yeah, of course.
Mr. May. And he's like, the penises are fucking weird, man. I feel like something's going on at your house. Like, no, nothing's going on at the house. It's just, it's funny.
It's like, dicks are funny, man. It's weird. They're
It's
doing
like
these odd
he absolutely
situations,
does
man.
not understand, you know.
He's like, how are penises funny? Do they tell jokes? He's like, well, I actually drew one doing stand-up.
You know what I'm saying? He's like sitting there erect on stage doing stand-up as he's standing up as a penis. You know what I mean? Get it?
Oh yeah. So
I
I've
don't
been
see
for a
the
long
humor
time,
in that.
man.
You were molested. Jeez.
Oh yeah. So he did not like understand any of the irony, you know, the irony or nothing like that category. He just like thought it was just like asinine. Like, he's like, no, this is fucking funny. And it's like, there's no way. Once that man got to his house that day, he's like, man, that was kind of funny. There's some good drawings of dicks. You know what I mean? That's pretty funny.
This is like the classic generational like humor gap we're going through here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We grew up with like James Franco, Seth Rogen, all them funny dudes, and our dad's like, man, that Woody Harrelson's pretty fucking funny, huh? I'm like, he's kind of funny, but I mean Jonah Hill. I mean, it's like, oh man, I ain't about all that. It's
Yeah.
like that kind of gap. So,
Oh,
But then
absolutely.
again, Porky's came out during their time.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So I mean, they're
Porky's waiting.
25-year difference in movies, but I mean, I understand what you're saying.
Waiting is a very funny movie.
I just picture, and speaking of Porky's, that's what I think of when they're talking about the penis and the principal's office and the boys are just dying, giggling. I could just imagine like Tyler outside the office when they're interviewing one by one. He's listening to the conversation about the penis, and he's like, "These penises, they're weird, man. They're fucking weird." And Tyler's just like dying on the other side.
Dude, you know, Tyler used to be a totally different person he was now. Like, it's like Tyler's like night and day what he is now. You know, he's a family man. He's got kids and shit now. He's like super responsible. But back in the day, dude, Tyler used to not give a fuck. Like, Tyler would straight up tell that principal, like, "Hey, man, I don't know why you're looking at my dicks."
They don't know how to take their like,
Like, hey, man, you blame it. You're putting the blame on someone else, man. That's fucking weird what you're doing.
You know what's funny about like people being different and stuff is like old Brandon. My dad's got a new son now. You know what I mean? Like Brandon is over there riding on the back of the tractor with dad these days.
Spencer, I wish you wouldn't have looked at that, man, because I was looking at that the other day. I was like, man, dude, I bet Spencer feels sad right now.
Did Spencer get replaced?
Dude, Spencer got replaced by a much better son.
When did this happen?
So my dad hired our buddy Brandon to do some work on the old house. You know, that me and Barry was helping with and stuff, and now I think just Brandon's just like over there every day, just so Dad could have somebody to hang out with.
Oh, dude, and the saddest thing is like
you're gonna show up and like all the family pictures have been replaced. And it's just like Brandon.
Oh, the saddest thing is like like a few weeks ago, me and Spencer were like up under this house, like putting supports in, like redoing the foundation of this house. Like me and Spencer solely is redoing this foundation of this house. And all we are is like every moment we get out, like Spencer says, like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you not fucking like getting this shit done? Like, you're doing it fucking wrong. Like, not getting under there with us by no means, but just tell us we're
well,
fucking
to be fair,
wrong."
he can't fit under there.
Yeah, he's got a belly, but no, he's just like, "You were fucking wrong. I fucking hate you guys. You're doing a shitty job.
Your Honda seats absolutely are
then,
shit."
and then like Brandon uses.
Oh no, and absolutely, Brandon's inside, like hanging shit.
He's just
like,
doing a little bit
AC.
of plumbing, putting some glue and some
then,
cleaner on it.
And then Mr. J is just like, "Brandon, man, dude, you're a great guy, dude. Like, absolutely, man. Like, dude, it's like, hey, man, I noticed like on the way in, like your bumper had a slight scrape on it. It was like, hey, I already called the dealership, man. We're gonna get that taken care of."
Yeah.
Like, hey, man, and Brandon's like, "Whoa, man, like, I don't want that to affect my pay." And Brandon's, and Jay's like, "Affect your pay? Like, come on, man.
Giving you a raise."
He's like, your family." And it's like, me and Spencer's up under this house, like, crawling. We have, like, 3 inches of gap above our chest. And,
Sometimes
like,
no
we're just
gap.
over here, like, getting the worst, like, the ass end of the stick here, right here. And
Got spiders crawling all over
Dirt
us,
all
like
in your
dirt
eyes.
dirt in our eyes, like, we're coughing up fucking dust. Like, we're getting black lung. Like, we're in the coal mine.
Black mold all over.
Oh, dude, and fucking Brandon is just up there living the life. Mr. J's like, "Hey, man, you want a beer?" He's like, "Absolutely, man." He's like, "Oh, love Blue Moon." He's like, "Oh, dude, here's an orange right here for you, man." Just gotta-
I just got back from the store, man.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
He's like,
And-
"Man, look at
You
that."
seem like a blue man.
It's Spencer's up there like, "Oh, may I please have a beer?" Like, he's like, "Get the fuck out of here!"
It's like poor like Brandon starts like nailing some shit on the wall. I was like, "Man, look at that. That's a damn good swing there. Look at that, Spencer. That's a damn good swing."
Isn't it?
You ain't shit.
But what was funny is like, so we were looking at Snapchat the other day, and I didn't know Brandon was still over there doing shit. And it's just funny, like Brandon posts this like Snapchat story of like him riding on the back of the tractor with my dad, just doing odd and end dumb shit, just like hanging out. And I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Daddy never cared about me like that.
Nah, I mean he can have it.
Up there tending the cows, man. Like eating dinner with your grandparents.
Hey man, that's how he honey dicks you. Next thing you know, you're working till dawn.
For no pay at that point. And it's like, nah, we done got you. We done fed you once or twice.
That man paying Brandon fucking $25, $30 an hour. Like that man's living the life over there. We're over here fucking up under the house for fucking $6 an hour.
That man's gonna have a toothbrush next month, man. Sitting right there with his name on it.
Oh, dude.
Picture on the wall.
No, that was just
Oh,
funny. I just
dude.
couldn't. I just laughed so hard when I saw that shit. I was like,
Oh,
my
dude,
God.
like the funniest thing, like me and Spencer up under the house, like, dude, it's like you saw nice. Your dad's treating Brandon like it's under the house. I've been talking shit.
We're already just pissed off we're there, you know what I mean?
Oh, dude, just pissed the fuck off. Like we never even finished the job.
Yeah, we got to head back over there before either of us get jobs.
Oh, dude, we literally have 2 boards to put in, man. We have yet to do it, and adjust one. But
It's
you know,
gonna
it is
get to
what
the
it is.
point where like Spencer shows up, Brandon's gonna be like, "How's that job search going?" "Well, that's good, man. Good to know." Hey, Dad. He can start calling Jay. Dad.
He's going to start calling Jay Dad. He's like, oh, wait, what the fuck? All right.
Oh, dude, it's sad, but it's true.
Yeah. I don't know. I just thought that was hilarious. Just looking at that man, I just saw just like riding on the back of the tractor with my dad, like he's his fucking son.
Spencer's just like, good for him, man.
Yeah, I was just like, good for him. I'm glad Dad's got a friend.
Oh, dude.
So sad on me, bro.
Oh, man.
So sad.
Oh, well. Well, anyways, guys, that's the Rusty Chatters podcast for the week. Remember to send us in some emails at rustychatters@gmail.com, rustychatters@gmail.com.
Add us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and check out our TikTok. Deuces, bitch.